Alright, here at Panera, gonna take about an hour to finish up preparation for this Sunday's sermon. I'm teaching the main services at church this weekend, and my sermon topic is racism. You ever seen that show or heard the show, Kids Say the Darnest Things? Is it darnest? That's somewhat of what our household is like. Sometimes.
A lot of the time.
A lot of the times. So we were having a nice family lunch, and Monet asked Justice, what are some differences between you and Daddy?
No, I didn't ask him.
What'd you
He
ask?
just said, we were sitting here, and he just said, Mommy,
yes.
Daddy's skin is different than mine.
Yeah.
And then I said, how is it different?
How is it different? And he said, what did he say?
Daddy's has fur on it.
I have fur. That's what he said. Right? Fur. So he's referring to my legs. I don't think they're that bad.
No, you. Oh, yes.
I mean, they're definitely hairy, but not furry. Furry is the wrong
Poked my eye.
terminology, I think.
He said he wouldn't be.
Don't poke his eye with that, okay? Hello? How are you? I'm talking to myself. This just did the teaching. I think it went well. You can decide for yourself. I'll put a link to the teaching below in the description. And time to go home. Today's vlog is going to be all about little things. Okay, you might be wondering why today's vlog is about little things. Because in today's reading, the key verse in these chapters, it talks about it being a little thing to God. Like something like that God does, it being not a big deal, God can handle it. But I thought it'd be fun just to make today about little things. As soon as I started filming him, he just let out a gnarly poo. This is significant because I just changed the poopy diaper. So now the boys and I are going to go out. We currently have no agenda. We're just going to go out, which is never a good idea. Whenever we go out without an agenda or a plan, usually we end up spending too much money and eating lots of junk food. In light of little things being a theme for today's vlog, I feel like I should show you these tacos. It's kind of hard to tell in the vlog, but they are pretty little. So we got 6 tacos from Del Taco, right? Along with 2 not large but massive waters, all for $8. It's not too bad.
Why did we get 6 tacos?
Because you and I are hungry. We got I gotta go get the baby. We got the racks for the vegetable garden. Day 172 in the vlog, and we're covering the first 4 chapters of 2 Kings. Ahaziah in chapter 1 sends these mini armies to Elijah, and Elijah in the first 2 instances calls down fire from heaven and wipes them out, and then the third they say, we are not here to kill you, please come with us. And Elijah prophesies that because of an illness that Ahaziah had, that was through this illness that he would die. Chapter 2 is where we find the story of Elijah taken up into heaven with the chariots, all the craziness that went on there. And due to that, Elisha then takes on the office as like top prophet in Israel. Was it Judah? I think it was Judah. It was Judah. It's funny, at the end of chapter 2, there were some people making fun of Elisha because of his bald head. And he sends bears on them, and bears like kill a bunch of them. It's just, never make fun of bald people. In chapter 3, we see Judah, Israel, and Edom, all three dealing with the Moabite rebellion. And it's in this passage where we find kind of our focus for today, this idea of little things. Judah, Israel, and Edom and all their armies, they were in the wilderness and they were quickly running out of supplies. And due to that, the Moabites saw it as an opportunity to overtake them. But we see that God provides for them in the wilderness. And this is where we get our phrase and our verse for today, that it's a little thing, that what God does in providing for the people in the wilderness, it was a little thing. Then God gives victory to Israel, Judah, and Edom as they squash the Moabite rebellion. And chapter 4 is more of a detail-oriented narrative when it comes to Elisha and him dealing with, first off, a widow basically having nothing. She has sons, but her sons are going to be sold because she has to pay a debt. And the Lord provides for her through Elisha in the sense that all this oil just keeps popping up, and she's then able to pay her debt. Then we have the story of Elisha and the Shunammite woman who, because of he was traveling a lot, what happened was in her home, her and her husband set up a room for him that he could come through here and there, and he was just blown away by their generosity that what he says is, hey, God will bless you with a child. And that's exactly what happens. But then this child dies, and the Shunammite woman, she goes to Elisha and basically says, why did you deceive me? Like, you gave me this hope, you even gave me this child, but he's dead now. And then Elisha goes back through a variety of different things, and eventually this child is raised from the dead. It's just a miraculous, incredible thing. And then one last story of Elisha, like purifying this poorly made stew that was like deadly. Just really interesting stuff. But I think this idea of little things is really important with all that's happening in these first 4 chapters. Like when we look at what is happening in these first 4 chapters, to us, these are not little things. These are big things, like fire being called down from heaven, consuming people, bears coming and killing people, people being raised from the dead. These are insane stories, and all in the midst of that. And I know the small thing or the little thing is in the context of God providing for the armies in the wilderness. But when we understand the magnitude of God's power, all of these other things that we've read today are small things. They're little things for God. And not little things in the sense they're insignificant or unimportant, but in the contrast of his power, that these things are done easily by God. And that's something for us to be encouraged of today, that no matter what we face, no matter what we're going through, that God, there is no thing for him that is too big. Like, he is all powerful, he is in control, and we can trust him today.